Hey guys, what's going on? I'm Ring Snail. I want to profile my METAPHYS deck for you guys. It's a really fun deck. Really revolves around the banishing mechanic. What they essentially do is they banish themselves, and then during the next standby phase, they have some trigger effects. The main guy you play is Ragnarok. When you normal special him, you can banish the top 3 cards of your deck, and he'll gain 300 attack for every METAPHYS card that you banish. So very awesome in that respect. And on top of that, he has a great effect where you inflict battle damage with him to your opponent. You can bring out any METAPHYS from your deck, and yeah, that's just a really, really powerful effect. The better METAPHYS that you typically want to banish is this one right here. Play 3 of it. 2400's okay, but when you do special summon to the field by a METAPHYS effect, you can banish all set spawn traps on the field, so awesome. But its main effect is that when it is banished during the standby phase, you can shuffle it into your deck, and you can search any METAPHYS card, so woohoo. 2 Daedalus. Daedalus is alright. I probably could bump it up to 3. You could bump it up to 3. When you special him, he banishes all special summon monsters on the field. So sometimes you want that with your METAPHYS, sometimes you don't. It just depends on how you play it out, which is why I like it at 2. On top of that, when he is banished during the next time I phase, you can shuffle him into the deck and then banish another METAPHYS card. After that, I play 3 of the... Wait a minute. How'd you get in here? I don't play you. Sorry about that. 3 Tyrant Dragon. Tyrant is really good because when you special summon it with a METAPHYS effect, it's unaffected by traps, and if it destroys a monster, you can swing again with it. 2900 is an awesome way to go for this guy. I love to target him after I inflict damage with Ragnarok. Do some damage here, bring him out, hopefully poke twice, boom, boom. And yeah, if Tyrant is banished during the next standby phase, you can shuffle him to the deck, and then you can special summon a monster, METAPHYS monster from your hand, but it is banished during the end phase of the next turn, so keep that in mind. The last METAPHYS monster I do play is 1 Executor. I could cut this overall. It really doesn't do anything for me. It's just another METAPHYS target. You can't special him very easily, unlike the other METAPHYS monsters. You have to banish 5 METAPHYS cards from your field or grave. So that's okay, but you don't really always have that. It's just very situational. He is nice, considering he can't be targeted or banished by card effects, so yay, I guess. But yeah, if your opponent has more cards than you do once return, you can target a banished METAPHYS monster and special summon it. So that's mainly his effect. Being a 3K big stick is nice, but like I said, it's alright. It's not great. But the other monster I like playing is Light Drake Grepher, because not only can you special him from your hand by ditching a high level METAPHYS, you can discard any light from your hand, including himself, and then banish a light from your deck. So he's really fun in that respect. 1 Fairy Tale Snow. This card is just so great in this deck. Banishing multiple monsters to get it back out is awesome. And then to round off the monster lineup, 2 Gameciel. Just being able to get rid of problematic monsters your opponent has is nice. And you'll see why I play the Gameciel with some other cards in a little bit. Ash of Spells, 3 Ace of METAPHYS. This card is absolutely awesome. You can stack these on the field and still get all their effects, which is cool. Being that one turn, you can banish a METAPHYS card, including itself, or the field spell, let's say. And yeah, you can draw a card, so woohoo. And then when you banish a METAPHYS card, you get certain effects. If it's your turn, monsters that are not METAPHYS lose 500 attack and defense, and that also stacks. And then if your opponent's turn, monsters just get flip-flop their battle position. The field spell is alright. It lets you normal summon a high-level METAPHYS, and then its other effect is that your opponent can't respond to your METAPHYS monster effects, so that's okay. I also just play 1 Terraforming to search out. Sometimes you need it, sometimes you don't. 3 Gold Sark, because it's broken in this deck. Just being able to multiply banish monsters and get their effects the next turn is awesome. 2 Sacred Sword of Stars. This card is even better, in a sense, because you can banish your Daedalus or your METAPHYS, get a search or get a rebanish, whatever you want, draw 2. So yeah, it's not really a loss at all. And then 2 trade-in for the Tyrant Dragon or the Gameciel. Like I said, these 2 are just mainly used for draw power. 2 Shuffle Reborn. This is kind of a tech card, I guess. If you control no monsters, you can target any monster grave, special it, but it's banished during the next turn. So not too bad. Just get some stuff on the board. And yeah, it's just a really fun card. And then it has another effect in grave where you can banish it, and then target a card you control, put it back in the deck, draw a card, and then during the end phase you have to banish a card from your hand. So that's a pretty fun card overall. 1 Di-Fi. Card's just awesome. Screwdriver your opponent, so why not? 1 Raigeki, just for some removal, because you don't have too much removal with METAPHYS cards. So having that Raigeki is nice. For my dumb, silly tech, I play this card called DD Designator. It's kind of like Mind Crush in a sense. You declare a card name, and then you get to look at your opponent's hand, so that's really awesome right there alone. And if your opponent has a card in their hand, it's banished. Otherwise, you have to banish one card in your hand. So it's not really a loss for you. But just being able to look at your opponent's hand is just so trolly, and yeah, I just had to put it in this deck. It's so great. As for the traps, 3 dimension, it is searchable because it has METAPHYS in the card name. But its best effect is that when a METAPHYS card is banished, you can banish a card on the field that does target on the downside. But its other effect is that if your opponent special summons a monster, besides the damage step, you can target a banished METAPHYS and special it. It's just banished during the end phase of the next turn. So yeah, you get a monster on board, and then it gets banished, but he gets effect, so you don't care about that. But yeah, I really like the banishing effect that comes with it. It's just awesome. And what banishing deck isn't complete without macro? And yeah, that pretty much does it for the deck. Edge deck is really up to you. Just some ranked 7s I'd recommend playing is Big Eye and a Flare Metal just because they're 7s. For 8s, I definitely would recommend some tuners actually, because surprisingly, Ragnarok is a tuner. So you can make some cool synchros with it, especially Omega. If I had Omega to show off, I would show it off. It's just a really great synchro to show. Other rank 8s, you could play like Crimson Blader, which is kind of nice. But of course, one Scarlight to round off the deck. That's definitely one I would play. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have an awesome day. Peace!